Bree more. Bree more production.
Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord.
Bree more.
Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord.
Alright, you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Bree More Productions YouTube channel. Today we have a special guest. Super.
Yeah.
First of all, happy 420.
Happy 420, y'all.
And unfortunately, because I don't own the building, but that's coming up next, we cannot smoke.
Yeah, that's cool.
That would have been really, really
That
dope.
would've been dope.
That would have been dope. And then I noticed, like on your album, Problem Child, you have a song, 50 Shades of Graham. 50 Shades of Graham.
Right.
That dedicates to this lifestyle.
It is lifestyle, yeah.
And you was talking real big nasty shit.
That's me, man. That's what I do. I think, just the platform that we in and where we come as far as how we make our music today, it's pretty much what people want to hear. Like, people want to hear that shit.
But is that true though? Even though people want to hear it, is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's me. If in my catalog, you could previous projects, I'm just as talking just as nasty, Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm a creator, so whatever's in my mind, it comes out the way it's in my mind. It does not get filtered, and no, I don't like that. So
I don't like filter either. So do you really fly out to LA to go to the dispensaries?
yeah, hell yeah. I like visiting since they got so many places that legalizing weed. That's like my whole thing. Like, I like to travel anyway. So now I'm into the traveling to all the places that legalize marijuana and just visiting next to dispensaries. I was just in Chicago. I visited there. That was cool. That was real cool. I had fun out there. In Oklahoma City, that's what shocked me the most because they had a lot of dispensaries, but this shit is good. Like, so yeah, I'm two down. I need to go to LA. I need to go to New York now.
Oh yeah, New York just
New York
legalized.
yeah.
Okay. I've been to Denver. Have you been to Denver?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Denver. Actually, I went to Denver when they first legalized it in 2015, I think. 2015, 2014, one of those. So that was actually the very first one I went to, and that was the first time. Like, when I went there, I bought some weed there, and one of the dudes, he didn't even weigh my shit up. He just really stuck his hand in the bag, and I gave him like $30. And
Oh my God.
I cannot make this up. So I was like, okay, that's how we doing it. Yeah, so
That's
Denver
nice.
is lit.
That's my go-to is to like visit different places that's legal to get, cause I feel like every city has like its own take on that industry.
Oklahoma City got it though. Shout out to
Really?
Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City.
But don't you
got
need
it,
a
I'm telling
medical
you.
license?
Yeah, but it's so many people out there. You know somebody with it. Like, you can link up with somebody with it. They'll get it for you. But I mean, when they took us though, they let us just come in and buy it. I think because we was artists who was out of town. They wanted us to come and support and promote their business. So they let us buy it without a card. We was in there like it's a buffet.
Candy store.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
a buffet.
it really is.
It really like a candy store. Yeah.
What's your favorite though?
It's this stuff called Turple.
Okay.
It's this other stuff. I can't remember that. I gotta pull up my Instagram. I took pictures of all that shit. It's certain ones. White Gushers. It's like the Moon Rock strand. It's certain different strands. Like the Moon Rock strand is usually like the best strand. It's like a solid nugget. It kind of looks like, I can't even describe like the look. It's just like, like, you seen Moon Rock before? So if you have, it's kind of like it looks like a smooth ball type shit. And then when you break it down, it breaks down so easy. But I'm telling you, it smokes so good. Like, this shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I had like something called Moonwalk in
Moon Rock.
Moon Rock.
Moon Rock.
I had Moonwalk in LA.
Moonwalk.
Yeah, and I really felt like I was on the moon. Like the gravity, like it made my legs really heavy. So I definitely understand why they even called it. But my favorite is I found in Vegas.
Vegas. That's another one.
I had a good time in Vegas because it was Black Friday around that time. So they had like the super Black Friday sale, and I found lemon pound cake.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Lemon pound cake, or it's also called London pound cake. It's
London,
favorite.
yeah. I actually bought some of that from one of my niggas out here. You know, he be having it. So yeah, I've had the London pound cake, the what is it called? I think London mint or lemon mint, some shit. But yeah, I'm into the strands. I'm into,
me too.
Yeah.
I don't like to smoke with people that don't. I be like, what is this? I don't know shit. I'm like, what? Like,
but I don't like when some niggas be going overboard with the names. That shit be. I be like, bro, what the fuck? It just be some off the wall shit. I know they came up with that shit themselves.
All right, so if you guys do not know who Super is the man that created the legendary song Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Halle Berry?
No, I did.
She was on 106 in Park dancing to
Ellen.
Ellen, yeah.
That was crazy because I think they brought her on there for that. You know, that was like one of the things that was going on at that time. I don't even know if she had like a movie out or anything like that. But they brought her on there for that. You know, it was a YouTube sensation, and you know, everybody in the world was doing it. This was before the challenge.
Yeah.
You know, so this is kind of like a challenge, but we didn't know about that. We didn't have that then. So it was cool. I was in college. I was in my dorm room when I was watching that. Somebody hit me, told me she was gonna be on there, and I sat in my dorm room and watched her dance to my song. It was surreal.
What was your like? Was you like jumping off the beds and just lit, or you were just like, oh my gosh, like frozen?
Nah, I was frozen. I was kind of like, this can't be true. Like, yeah, it was something. You know, when that stuff be happening, you don't have time to.
You don't. Yeah.
To really like take it and soak it in because the shit is happening in real time, and then you kind of just sitting there like you're almost watching it like they're not talking about you. It's like they're just talking about something you know about. That's how I took it, cause I'm just kind of like, you know, oh, how she gonna do it, or oh, she hitting that hoe, oh, you know, and then when I leave my dorm room, it's like a whole nother world. Everybody's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So then it kind of resonates that, damn, she really did dance to my song, you know? And it really didn't even hit me till years later. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I started looking back on stuff. So it was cool though.
So what college campus were you on?
I was at PV. Prairie View, of course. Produces productive people. You know.
So did you graduate from PV?
I did not. Actually, Halle Berry was the reason why I didn't graduate. I actually started touring so much that my professors I couldn't keep up with the work that they were sending me. My professors knew everything, and you know, I had to tell them everything. They already knew, so they was working with me. They was sending my homework and stuff, my classwork. But like I said, you know, living that lifestyle, yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I didn't have a manager or a tutor that tell me, you know, do your homework. You know, look, you got this or you got a test coming up. But you know, it was all groupies and money and drugs and fun and Dallas boogie. It was a life. If you was in college or high school between like
2008.
I was gonna say 07, but 08 to like 2011, 10, 11.
It was lit.
It was stupid lit.
Like Dallas was literally like a planet of its own.
Yeah.
Like we didn't really need no outside influences to get lit. We had our own music, our own style, our own
everything.
clothes,
Our own clothes.
hairstyles.
Yeah, we didn't give a fuck.
We did not look outside of the city for influence. It was right here.
Yeah.
And I think like I graduated in 08. So when I was able to go to the club and stuff, I went to commerce.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when I was able to get
I actually got accepted into commerce before Prairie View. I chose Prairie View while my friends was going there. So
I think you did a great choice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I regret not going to HBCU.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, I ain't gonna say like, I'm gonna just say, it's better than regular college. because of the simple fact that, like, if you're looking for like that super college experience that you see in movies, then go to another college. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for like some homegrown love, attachment, real friends, real brotherhood, sisterhood, you know what I'm saying? Go to a black college. It's nothing like it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily have to like, what is that, code switch?
Yeah. It's from entry to exit. Like it's really inspiring as far as like for a culture. Our black culture. I grew up around all races. I'm a military brat. So, I moved around my whole life. Wasn't even born here. I was
going to ask you that because I noticed that you tagged the German flag in one of your posts.
Yeah, I was born in Germany.
Ah.
Heidelberg, Germany, through the military. And so, when I went to Prairie View, just being around like my people 24/7, it opened my eyes up to what life is like outside of like military life. You know what I mean? Simple shit. I knew that kids grew up without their father, but I never was able to see like, damn, all y'all niggas grew up without him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Coming from military, like I came from, my mom and dad was in the household, so I grew up, and all my friends' moms and dads was there. So I thought it was normal. It was only like a couple niggas who was single parent households, but when I got around my people, all my people, and you started to see that shit, and started to see where these niggas come from and how these niggas was raised, it's kind of like, damn, So it brought me closer to my culture than ever before in my entire life, for real.
It became more relatable in some.
It became more relatable. It became more. I was more passionate about how I felt about certain things. How I looked at things. It was just an eye opener. I did not know my people were struggling as deep as they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking deep, like as far as family issues, the issues that I never seen. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a real wake up call, eye opener, whatever you want to call it. And it was inspiring to me. And now I'm friends with, all these people, and I'm able to see like, dang, hey, you come from something I don't come from, and I come from something you don't come from. So, it's real. It's real.
So how do you tie that into how you moving as an adult now? Do you have any kids or?
I got two. My daughter's 10, my son's 7, and I think pretty much it taught me what I need to do for real in life. You know what I'm saying? Be there for your kids, be there for your family, support your woman. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of stuff that I probably would have just been numb to if, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, me growing up in a household with both parents, I felt like I was obligated, based off how I grew up, to be there for my kids. But like I said, when I heard the stories, when I heard about, this dude, his pops left for his mom at 2, or his daddy was on crack, or his daddy was doing this, I'm like, yo, I really gotta be there for my kids for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at this man, and he may be my nigga, but he may not be in the greatest headspace. Do I really want my son to be like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And him hanging around me, he gets a sense of, well, damn, he had a pops. So, maybe there's some things that I can learn from him. or maybe it's some things I can learn from him. He didn't have a pops. He may know about a lot of stuff that he was taught in the streets that I don't know. So, it just goes both ways, and that's why, going back to what you're saying about school, you want to, opportunities after high school, like black colleges, stick with your culture, stick with your people. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck all that other shit. Stick with your people, go to a black college, you know what I'm saying, and get that real experience with the black culture. Have black teachers, a black dean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the food service people. You know what I mean? In the MSC. Shout out to the MSC.
And the people that's creating the events, because they know how to cater to you.
They know how to, it's just more comfortable. It's more like a family reunion rather than, you go into a college, you don't know nobody, and it's mixed race, and you know what I'm saying? You just, especially with all the shit going on today.
Man,
look.
So, because of the Dallas music scene from 2008 all the way, 07 to 2011-ish.
12, yeah.
Do you have any more intentions to create music that caters to that sound?
Yeah. I think it's elevated now. We're back in the twerk era. You know what I'm saying? I think part of the Dallas Boogie was kind of twerkish, but as far as the whole dance thing, that hasn't really. It's coming back, but it hasn't come back. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna take a record. It's gonna take somebody's record, my record, whoever record to bring it back. But I don't even think people want it back. As much as they enjoy watching it, I don't think the music is gonna make it back to where it was with that. I think if it does, it'll be something different. But
I think it'd be a tad bit. Honestly, I feel like if TikTok was around, it would be the perfect combination.
Now,
definitely compatible.
I do think like the songs that were popping during that time may, resurface, like my record, Lil Will,
everything,
really, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for TikTok, but however, I feel like there is some tidbit of hope, because when it's played, like if you go to a club in Dallas, if it's played,
it turns up. Yeah, and then out of towners be like, "What is this?"
Like, what's funny?
Idea.
I had like a fashion show. I think probably 2018-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm well connected to Philly because I had a fashion show in Philly. So after we had a fashion show in Philly, no, it was 2017. We had a fashion show in Dallas the same year, and I brought everybody that was in the Philly fashion show to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then after the fashion show, we went to the club, and they were just like, "What the fuck are y'all turning up to? Like, what is this?" Because all they know is, unfortunately, the Dougie, but it was LA based, but they don't know the foundation of that was Dallas. So for them to experience that, it was like, oh, y'all play different music.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's totally different from
It's like that when you go to Louisiana too. You know what I'm saying? When I used to go to Louisiana with Hurricane and Baby would invite me down. It was different. Like I used to love going to Louisiana because of Louisiana radio. You're gonna always hear something new. You're gonna always hear some Louisiana artists. That's one thing they always do. They support their artists like on the major radio. So, that was what we was at, but I mean, the industry, it changes, so.
But how do you feel about Dallas now? And how everything is moving in Dallas?
It's really like, it's back to like all the other cities, you know what I'm saying? It's just more so like, okay, we're gonna play the artists that are the hottest, and then everybody else is gonna be from, all the other music is gonna come from like Atlanta, New York, that shit, just like everybody else. We used to stand out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was playing like, You know, on major radio, both radio stations, it was like niggas who didn't even have like the song wasn't a hit. It was just they was just playing the shit. You know, maybe it was hot in Grand Prairie, maybe it was hot in Arlington, maybe it was hot in Addison, and the radio was still playing it. It didn't have to be like the hottest song in the city for you to play it. You know, a lot of artists was being broke on K104, 97.9. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get back to that, I mean, we'll be back where, you know, niggas was comparing us to Atlanta. You know, we had like 9 or 10 acts popping at the same time. So, you know, if we can get back to that shit, I mean, we'll be alright. But until we, you know, we sound real syndicated now. We sound real syndicated. We sound, you know, real robotic. You know, like, okay, we're gonna throw a little Yellow Beezy in there. We'll throw Trap Boy Freddy. We'll throw, you know, Lil Ronnie and, you know, the niggas that's popping in the city. But them little songs that's, you know, here and there, like, nigga, they're everywhere. Right. Yeah. Like, they should go out and check for those niggas in those little areas in Arlington and shit and start playing their records on radio like we was doing. Like, we gotta take Dallas back, you know, take control like where we was at.
Yeah.
So
I agree, because it's unfortunate because you guys are really producing quality
great shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some niggas, Ty Harris and Jason Lyric. I bring him up all the time in my interview.
Jason Lyric go hard.
Yeah.
If I feel like if I have a favorite song for you, as an artist, then you are like amazing.
Yeah. I think
if I don't have a favorite song, then
I think it should be at least. I know about at least 5 or 6 niggas who's not getting the respect and
even Lil Ronnie's his recent album.
Yeah.
That album needs to, bro. Like, I went to an event, Club Dreams. It's not like what it used to be, but it's starting to pick up. And I was there, and his DJ was there playing his music, and I'm like, who is this? And yeah. He was like, this is Lil Ronnie. I was like, no, like, for real? But he was like, for real? I was like, yeah. So, like,
Lil Ronnie
went
is very
straight to go stream it.
Lil Ronnie is very underrated.
Yes, he is.
Very underrated. I feel like, you know, if the baby wasn't where he was at, that's pretty much Lil Ronnie. Like, I feel like the industry came here, they saw, you know, Lil Ronnie, and they really, I don't know what it is, they just didn't want to get him. They went and got somebody else, I feel like, just like the nigga. You know, the baby and Lil Ronnie is just alike. Same artist. And, you know, character, you know what I'm saying?
However, I feel like Lil Ronnie is more of a storyteller.
Very much so. I think he's more of a lyricist, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you mean, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very much more of a lyricist. You know, yeah, he can go. I fuck with Ronnie. Ronnie's actually on a record I did with DJ Fife. I don't know if you know him. Mm-hmm. He's my DJ, but yeah,
I noticed that you have you connected and you cool with other Dallas-based artists. Mm-hmm. How important is that to you?
Very. You know, because with me, I'm just a likable nigga, man. Like, I don't even mean to, you know, to brag, but people, you're around me, people fuck with me. They like me. I mean, only because I approach them with the intent to be friends, to be cool, to be, you know, I ain't trying to get nothing out of you. I ain't trying to use your platform, your fan base. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, this business is about relationships, and it's always important to build relationships with these people, just on a personal, not even just a personal level, just on a friendly level. Like, you don't have to be enemies and be, you know, hating on niggas just because they in a position that you're not in. You're still trying to get in that position. So what if you get there and somebody's hating on you? You know? And a lot of that's going on in the city. But I think, you know, being friends or being cool with these niggas is always just part of life, not even just part of the game. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be cool with these niggas? Why wouldn't you want to, you know, share ideas and hang out and, you know what I mean? So
collaboration over competition.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if y'all in the same city. What made you? I know you created the song Halle Berry, but due to the fact that you were born in Germany, did you live in Dallas prior to PV?
Nah, so pretty much when I was born in Germany, like I said, I moved around a lot. So I moved from Germany and I lived there 3 times. So the first time I was there, went to Atlanta, via Columbus, Georgia, lived there for a while, went back to Germany, moved back to Georgia, back to Germany. Then I moved to Killeen, Texas. When I lived in Killeen, Texas, that's when I made, I was going to PV, but I was coming back and forth, Killeen, PV, and that's when I made Halle Berry. And I blew it up in Killeen first. Killeen was the first city to play it on radio. I used to throw parties, blow it up there. And then I was going to PV, so I would take the song to the DJs in PV. And I think the 2 DJs who got it was Rogers and Merck, DJ Merck at the time, who DJ'd for Duro. Mm-hmm. And so when we actually broke it in PV, the significance about PV is it goes two directions. It goes to Houston and it goes to Dallas. Mm. So when it went to Dallas, I think somebody was playing. They was playing it on mixtapes out here. Duro, we put him on the song. He was on the song with us after a while, and so he was coming back to Dallas promoting it and doing everything. So that's kind of how everybody kind of thought it was his song at first. Because he was promoting it a lot out here, but then we were still in Houston and coming out back and forth out here. So I was in between Killeen, Dallas, and Houston. Really, like I was living in Houston. I was from Killeen, and I was coming to Dallas a lot. So yeah, man, I was. It was like 35 and 45 was my highway. I stayed on the highway, and people really didn't know where the fuck I was from. I kept having to tell them in interviews like, I'm from Killeen. They would still say Dallas artists.
So Dallas really chose you.
Yeah, they chose me, and I'm now that I've been living here 7 years, 8 years now. I actually been living here longer than I've been living in Houston and Killeen. So I'm from that's why I say I'm from Texas. I ain't from those cities. Look, we're gonna approach this like country artists. Country artists, they never just
that's true.
I'm from, they don't rep where they from. They just say I'm from Oklahoma or I'm from Texas or whatever. So that's how I approach it.
Yeah, as you should. Mm-hmm. As you should. So walk out the bank.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. Before you leave, you're gonna have to teach me that dance. We're gonna put it on social media.
Yo, actually, I'm gonna tell you a story about that dance. It's a short story. Actually, when I did the dance, I saw a video on Instagram. Niggas was doing it. And I was like, this dance is funny as shit. And I was like, I'm gonna put my music to this dance that these niggas doing it. And it didn't go viral. It just, got a lot of views. Yeah, it got a lot of views. So I was just like, okay, shit, we're gonna put this in the video. And so I put it in the video, put it out, and I think like a month or 2 later, some young niggas from Memphis hit me. It was all in my comments and shit. It was like 10 of them niggas. I was like, whoa, they was going ham. Like, no, nigga, you stole our dance. You stole our. That's called what is it called? It's called the Cosby Walk. Cosby, he got in my DM, wrote me a long ass message.
Oh yeah, the Cosby did.
You remember? Remember when Cosby was going there? Remember when Cosby was going to jail? He was getting arrested, and he did that little.
And I never understood why he did that shit.
I never understood.
Like,
and so these niggas went and made a dance out of that shit. That shit went viral for them. They had like 1 million views. The Jabberwockies danced to their shit and all kind of stuff. So after they charged me up, I was like, I swear to God, I really didn't know that y'all had a dance to this shit. Y'all from Memphis, nigga. I'm from Texas. I don't fucking see that shit. And so I went and I researched it. I saw them. I saw the videos. I saw everything. I was like, damn, yo. And he even came and he was like, he wasn't on no hating shit. He really came at me like, because he had like people previously stealing his dance in other videos. So he thought I did that. And I just had to let him know we hashed it out. So I went back on the post and, re-tagged Cosby Walk, tagged him in it, whatever. But yeah, I could teach you that shit, but
yeah,
it's definitely not my dance. Shout
Not your dance.
out to Rated R. He's Rated R 901. I think this young nigga dancing. So
shout out to you.
shout out to the young niggas.
It is funny though, and it definitely it's compatible with the whole walking out the bank and shit, especially when you got money. Not when you broke, but definitely when you got money. So the intro of the video. Have anyone noticed that that's Tupac from Juice? That scene from Juice?
Nobody knows that.
That's like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, when it was in the school.
Yeah.
For another song, and I just threw it on this one just cause. I don't even know why I did it. It just sounds so good when it was on there, and I was just like, I think where I positioned it in the studio, I didn't mean to leave it there, but I just left it there. I was like, oh, this shit come in right when the beat dropped, like it explodes it. So I left it, and I just, I'm a Tupac fan. Anybody who knows me know I'm a Tupac fan, so I'm a Biggie fan too. But
I was just about to ask you, are you inspired by Tupac?
I very much so am, just off his diversity, versatility. He was a philanthropist, he was an artist, he was well spoken, outspoken. He was, a movie star, and he pretty much was everything that all the artists who transitioned into that world are doing today. Like, he was just doing it back then, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like, well, what would he be today? And I just be like, to be honest, I think he would be a movie star. He'd probably be in the movies. And with all the shit going on today, he would definitely be Black Lives Matter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Straight up and down, revolution. I mean, like, pretty much all the shit that happened, like, in the early 2000s, or, if any, like, he would have had something to say. I don't really think he would have gotten away of, like, the big clothes era, the Soulja Boy era, the internet. I don't think he would have gotten away. A lot of niggas be like, man, it wouldn't be no Soulja Boy if it was Nah, Tupac wasn't like that. Because he collaborated with some, artists who weren't conscious or lyrical as he was. So he did,
He pretty much put a lot of, because, just listening to some of his music, some of them niggas shouldn't have been on the tracks.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Pac collaborated with some niggas now.
Yeah, with niggas. He
saying?
reminds me, I think Boosie get that concept from Pac too, because Boosie would throw any nigga on the track, I feel like.
Yeah, Boosie hop on niggas' songs all the time. They pay him, so,
But
I fuck with Boosie.
I fuck with Boosie too.
Yeah.
Like, Boosie is like my favorite rapper.
Oh, yeah?
It's deeper than rap, though. I just love his whole essence, his presentation.
I mean, we just now finding out the nigga's like super funny, so
I've been knowing.
That's
Hey Boosie, I've been knowing.
Boosie funny than a motherfucker, man.
Boosie been funny.
Yeah.
So also in Walk Out the Bank, you mentioned fuck the police.
Yeah.
So today we found out that George Floyd's killer was found guilty.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about that?
I was in the barbershop, watching the whole thing. I was just like, wow. At first, I did have my doubts. What I did was like, man, we finna have a 92 riots. What is it, the 64 riots? Man, like, I was scared for it. But, it's funny because some kept telling me, nah, this ain't gonna be that. We in a different time now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I rolled with the positive thought, and it came out right. And I wasn't surprised, when it came out right. I was just like, I felt like we was gonna get it right this time. It's just that gut feeling. You have your thoughts like, what if? But I did have that gut feeling where I was like, nah, he's going to jail. It's just not. It was too much. You know what I mean? Granted, now I do feel like there's an appeal coming.
As always.
And we don't know how that's gonna go. Hopefully they'll overturn it because, somebody lost their life. Like, I think we forget about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like, I'm gonna die and then I'm gonna wake up and, we're gonna do this again. Hey. No, you don't. You get one. You know what I mean? And so you know, we gotta start taking that a little bit more serious. We gotta start taking death a little bit more serious because it ain't like this man can come back. No matter if he in jail or not, he can't come back.
Yeah.
He can't just wake up.
I think the issue is the fact that there's no empathy for human life nowadays.
It's not.
And it's unfortunate. I think it's deeper than race. Unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah, but race is the foundation.
It definitely is.
It definitely is because of the simple fact, like you were saying. I think you said this earlier about, you know, your family member. Oh no, you didn't say this. This was being said in the barbershop. I'm tripping. You know, when you're being taught something and it's being passed down from generation to generation, you know what I mean? It's a headache because it's like, you know, there are white people, Asians, you know, Indian, whoever, other races out there who really fuck with black people on another scale. You go to Georgia, you see it all the time. You know, it's some white people out there. If you didn't turn around and look at them, you would think it was a black person talking about you. It's just what it is. So, you know, I think it's just what's being taught. You know what I mean? The narrative has got to fucking change. Like, you know, there's people. It's still racist cops out here. It's still niggas getting shot. The little boy that got shot was last week. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I say it's deeper than race because I'm thinking of the profession of, you know, being a cop.
Yeah.
And the good cops that's supposed to say something or interfere, they never do.
And it's a code. It's almost like I already said this before too in a previous interview. It was like, cause I played football, so I'm like, it's just like the football team. You know, everybody's been through that position where you've had your star player smoking weed, and you didn't say anything. And you didn't say anything until you pulled up at the field house to lift weights, and the cops got him in handcuffs. Or he failed a piss test, now he can't play, and we end up losing the game. You know what I mean? That's what that means. You have to fucking speak up, and you gotta let them know, hey bro, don't do that, we need you. You know what I mean? And that's what the good cops have to start doing. Hey, we need you, you're a good cop, but you make bad decisions. And like the Chris Rock stand up, like, you chose this position. You don't have room to make mistakes. Just like pilots, they don't have room to make mistakes. When they do, everybody on that plane dies. Just like a doctor, you don't have room to make mistakes. Because when you do, this patient dies. Yeah. And I don't think people know, when patients die on doctors, that's like a hit on their resume. You know what I mean? How many lives have you saved? How many lives have you not saved? You know, so you gotta think about that type of shit. Take that shit into accountability, and realize that it should take more to become a police officer because you're protecting people. You know, you shouldn't just pull niggas off the street and hey, you're a cop now. You know, if you're scared of white people, black people, if you're scared that, first of all, let's get this clear. I don't know a nigga in sight who gonna pull a gun on a cop. So now my niggas don't do that shit. I hang around the hood niggas. When we see cops, we tucking the gun under the seat. Yeah. We're not trying to let the cops see the shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to get caught with a gun, let alone pull one on you. We never pull a gun on a cop. Like, if you pull a gun on a cop, you a crazy motherfucker. Like,
I think that's just code and black culture.
That's black code. Nigga ain't pulling a gun on a cop. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, niggas ain't doing that. So where did they get this narrative like he has a gun, he's gonna shoot me? Like, we don't do that, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even when we see a cop, when we driving fast, slow down.
Damn. Bro, that's why I'm just like, black people don't pull guns on cops. Like, that's the last thing we doing. First thing we ever doing is running. Like, we don't run, nigga. We are not shooting at no cops, nigga. What the fuck? So, I never knew where that narrative even came from. Like, I don't know where they get that shit from. Like, you won't do that.
It was created to justify the bullshit.
Justify that? Oh, I'm trigger happy, and I want to shoot somebody today because I'm a cop. Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Oh, my God.
So, your album, Problem Child.
Yeah.
Why did you name it Problem Child? Was you the problem child?
Not at all. I was bad, But I wasn't a troublemaker. I was school bad. I wasn't like, police bad. There was one incident I did get into, but that don't count. It was still at school. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. I was school bad. I was class clown. All that shit. But suspended from school, all that shit. But Problem Child was really basically off of just the album itself, the content that I was putting on there, and basically saying, "Oh, this nigga's a problem." You know what I mean? Like he's spitting, or he coming with the monster R&B records, or the monster club records, and the monster, conscious lyrical records. Everything was more so about being a beast, going against the grain, being a problem to the industry. That's where that title came from. And I didn't even come up with that title until I actually saw the graphics. When, the actual graphics of me, like, turning around looking at the camera. So,
you look like a Dennis the Menace type.
Yeah. Yeah, so, everybody kept saying I look like Rick Ross on this shit fucking cover. I hate that shit. But I would go back and look at it and I'm like, I see what y'all saying, but I got hair on my head. Nigga, what you mean?
Right.
So yeah, but it was a fun album. It's probably one of the more funner, if that's a word, albums that I've created. All the other ones were real like serious and gotta structure it right. But this one I just said fuck it. I'm gonna make some records. I'm gonna put them out. I didn't do too much.
Do you try to like go against or try to pull away from the Halle Berry sound?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think even like. See, the thing about it is when you listen to my music now, this is the music that I've always been making. I dumbed it down with Halle Berry. And that's kind of why it seemed like I was a one-hit wonder, because when it came time to come with another record, I was always just coming with the records I make today. And niggas was like, no, we need a Halle Berry. So then I came with the record Miss Aquafina, and then a couple other like little Dallas Boogie records. But I didn't want to like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, and it was just, it wasn't the time to acknowledge that. Oh, he can rap. Oh, he can rap. You know what I mean? Like, people weren't trying to hear that shit. Believe it or not, niggas was not trying to hear lyricists. No matter how big Lil Wayne was. Lil Wayne was big at that time. That's when he was Carter 3 Wayne.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? People just wasn't feeding into the shit. And they really just wanted, Dallas Boogie type music. So, granted, just Halle Berry just kept going. That shit just kept going, man.
It's definitely a history maker.
It was one of those songs where I spent my entire run actually trying to prove that either it was my song or it was, we in the building. Like, yeah, the song that got bigger than me. It was way bigger than me. Like, it was a song. It wasn't your song, his song. People didn't give a fuck whose song it was. If you on stage performing it, you was getting some pussy tonight. Or you getting paid. Like, you the nigga, you the man. Woo, you.
Why was it like that? Was it just specifically you? Or was it everybody in the Dallas Boogie situation?
It was everybody. It was me. It was everybody in the situation. Like, it was just like, I think, like I said, the song, it was just so big. Like, people really stopped caring about whose song it was, and we was the only ones who felt like they needed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was for our business. That was fucking up our money.
Right.
When they would say, like, oh, well, Halle Berry was already performed here. We was like, how? Oh, well, we had Dero here last week, or we had such and such here. They did the remix, the Dallas remix or something, where all the Dallas artists are on it. And so we was like, okay, well, how much would it cost to get the real artist whose song it is there? It's like, it ain't even worth it, So that was money that was coming out of my pocket, and it was a headache, bro. So when
Speaking of that, but in your song, I Said What I Said, you said I put niggas on and they didn't return the favor. Is that one of those examples of putting niggas on and they just... Because that could have been an easy, like, yo, you know, Super, we about to go perform at this venue. We gonna perform Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah, there was none of that.
That's disrespectful.
There was none of that. Sometimes they were getting paid for it, and you know what I'm saying. Like at first, I'm like I said, today I'm looking at it like, all right, go ahead, get your money, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, the song's big. You know, I know. You know what I mean? But back then it was like, nigga, you taking money out of my pocket? Like, what the fuck? Like, you could at least call me and tell me you finna do a show. You know. And you know, like, why you're getting booked to do this show. Like, it's not, you know, yeah, your songs are great and gaining traction, but we all know it's because of Halle Berry. And, you know, like I said, we was just all immature, man. We not knowing the business. And when you get something that hot on your hands, and it's also like I know him, but I don't know you. And I got, you know what I'm saying, this hot song. And so it's kind of like y'all two got friction or whatever. Or y'all two got friction because, you know what I'm saying, we know each other and he not putting you on to him. And you know what I'm saying? It's
bullshit.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my God, why can't we just all come together and make this shit pop without all of the extra, you know what I'm saying, in between? Like, let's just all come together and make this shit real. But
and I think that's the reason why it was so easy for LA to grab onto the boogie.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't no
well, they Hollywood. That's Hollywood. So, you know, when they see something, they gonna jump on it, and then it's out of here. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have Hollywood, so it was more so like, when we jump on it, if our business ain't right, or, you know, shit is all like out of whack, anybody could just come right in there and scoop the shit up and take it somewhere else. That's what happened to Halle Berry. You know, the business was all fucked up. And I think when I signed with the producers out here in Dallas, they seen that the business was fucked up. They seen that the tension was there. And so they decided, well, look, we just gonna sell it to Hurricane Chris. You know, he's looking for a record. And there was nothing I could do. I was already signed to him.
Did you get paid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After a while, I ended up getting paid. I ended up getting locked in my contract. You know what I'm saying? With the dudes I signed with, we actually stopped seeing eye to eye. So, you know, when you are disputing a situation in the music industry, ASCAP freezes all funds. So nobody got paid from like 2009 to 2012 off that song. I literally had to go like get a job, work a regular job. People was noticing me at work.
You know what? Stressful. Do you listen to Party?
Party next door?
No,
Party.
Fontaine. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Oh, Party.
Party.
P-A-R-D-I. Party Fontaine, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about that in one of his songs, being locally famous and not being able to like get a regular job. Cause niggas like be in your face all day. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I was working at the fucking Houston Zoo, taking tickets.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so niggas would come in there, motherfucker, and I be in my zoo shirt. Nigga, I saw everybody. Like, it would be times I'd be on a lunch break and niggas would come back, hey, such and such came through, woo-de-woo. And I told him, you know, so I got to talking to him. I told him, you work here. I'm like, why the fuck you say this shit? I be so mad. But I'll be so embarrassed, but what that taught me was strength. Like, it taught me a lot of strength in this industry. It taught me that niggas don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? And I used my bar. I actually ended up getting with my boy Jay Chat, and he became like my manager, road manager at the time. And we all three, me, him, my lawyer, and another executive, pretty much on my lunch break sat and negotiated my deal to get me out of my contract and shit. Like, so I had to sign a publishing contract for them to take the advance that they were going to give me and used that money to buy out my contract with the guys out here.
Damn.
So half of the advance that they gave me bought me out my contract, and I ended up signing with them, and that's when I got my first check from Halle Berry.
And that was in 2012.
2012.
And you was doing all the tours and stuff like that. Did you get paid for that?
I was doing little shows here and there. You know, like I said, I would. My manager at the time would let me leave work and go do shows. You know what I'm saying? They knew, like I said, I had to tell my managers because I was still doing shows. I was still getting booked. It wasn't for how much I used to get. You know, but it was some things that came out of that. I think I got booked for my first overseas tour. I did an overseas tour in South Korea. I got booked there by the Air Force, so I did a couple of spots there. It was fun. And then, you know, like I said, it was so bittersweet, man, because, you know, Halle Berry's was still like on the radio, was still making money, and nobody was getting paid from it. And so, you know, I had to sit through a lot of bullshit, man. I sat years through a lot of bullshit, like, you know, then on top of that, you gotta watch niggas that was involved in the song blow up in your face.
Yeah.
So you sitting watching all these success stories from them, and you just gotta get up and go to work in the morning.
And you know they gonna mention that song.
Yeah,
So,
they gonna probably perform it too. Probably was. So, you know, that's why I look back and I be like, damn, bro. And you know, it's funny because if you come out and talk about the shit, you could be around the wrong people talking about the shit, and they'll try to blackball you. They'll try to, this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'll go back and tell the nigga you talking about, like, it's just, the industry is so fucking small, and then you can't speak on certain shit. So you get depressed. I went through a lot of depression, you know, just a lot of shit. There's been many times where I've cried, you know, just bawled, like, how the fuck did this happen? You know, I almost had $1 million, and it just went to shits. And I didn't go, you know, the thing about me is I didn't even go broke just, you know, spending crazy money. Like, I went broke just, you know, because I wasn't getting paid anymore.
Right.
You know, Halle Berry money stopped, so I wasn't getting paid anymore. The show money was going down because the song was now Hurricane. So when we would try to book for shows, some of the show people was like, nah, we want Hurricane, it's not you. So that was another thing, you know. I didn't even get to go on tour like I was supposed to with Hurricane. So it was just some crazy shit, man, that a lot of shit that I had to go through. And I be looking back on that shit laughing now. Like, I'm in a far better place now, but like, damn, I can never forget, you know, those times. Like,
What advice do you have for artists that's entering the industry, that's in the industry, period?
yeah. For one, because today the game is crazy. So for one, stay in the studio. Record quality fucking music. Don't just go in the studio and record some trendy shit because you just trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna fuck you up. Like, I did this shit, you know what I'm saying, with Halle Berry.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just went in there because I knew, like, I'm a producer. No, I'm a rapper that produces. I'm not a producer that raps. So I made the beat to Halle Berry too. So it was just, I just use it for convenience. So, you know, when I'm in the studio and I'm creating, I'm a chameleon. So, you know, if I'm around a lot of LA music, I can go long enough. I can go make an LA record. If I'm around a lot of New York music, I can go and make some New York shit, Atlanta shit. So that's what it was. I was around a lot of Dallas niggas. So I adapted to their style, their beats, their flow, you know, the whole Dallas boogie movement. And I said, well, I'm gonna make a Dallas boogie record. I kid you not, the very first Dallas boogie record that I ever made was Halle Berry. The very first time, like, I tried it was Halle Berry. The lyrics came from another song, and I made the beat, you know, just being in the lab working. So I put two and two together and came up with the shit. I was like, cause I was a lyricist, I was a rap nigga, just like I am today. So I was like, well, let me dumb this shit down, put some simple lyrics, simple bars, you know. I hated Halle Berry when I first did it. Hated it. I put it up on MySpace and that shit got like, yeah, that was MySpace day. That shit got like 2,500 listens in a night, overnight. So I knew I had something out the gate, and I was just like, okay. Because people would see it and they say Halle Berry, they click on it. So, yeah.
So how do people respond to you now that you're not creating that type of music? Like, I know you got Dip. Dip is a dance.
Oh, you heard Dip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, we're doing something different with Dip. Dip is actually a record that I'm gonna give away to somebody else. Little artist that I'm working with for Warner Brothers. So, but today I think people are more. With me, people bought into the brand. Now I'm more so like, I do cool shit and I'm just on Instagram, I'm having fun, living life in the industry, making music. I don't have to work anymore, so thank
That's
God
good.
for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think now people are more so just in tune with who I am as a person. I can drop music all day and niggas going, oh, that shit hard, rock with it. I spent years, all those years that I've been sitting on, not sitting down but working, since the contract situation and all that. What a lot of people don't understand is I had to rebuild my whole fan base. Like Halle Berry gave me 1 million fans, but once that song died, I lost 1 million fans. So I had to rebuild my fan base from zero because people didn't know that I could really make music. You know what I mean? Like the stars do, and that's kind of like my downfall too, because when they hear local artists making records like the ones that I make, they kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They turn their nose up because I ain't gonna try to toot my own horn, but it is too good. It's a certain thing called too good for your platform. You know what I mean? This shit sounds like
too advanced.
It's too advanced. Like some of the records I can't just take to the club. Some of the records I really need to like hit Wiz Khalifa up for and get placements for. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal. You know what I mean? I'm listening to the shit that's in the club and being put out, and I'm kind of like, well, my shit is kind of industry. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, I definitely like relationship status / love somebody.
Yeah. That was me being in my creative zone. Yeah. I like R&B. I'm an R&B nigga. So when I get a chance to actually like write some R&B, make some R&B, I'm gonna go in. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm gonna challenge myself, and I think that record I challenged myself on. I really like that record too.
That's a really dope record. I know. I said what I said is your next single, or the single that you're pushing out right now, right?
No, I still Walk Out the Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Why
just something I
you
just
put
threw
that
out.
on Problem Child?
Well, Walk Out the Bank was on my last album, Eraserhead. It actually came out last year, 2020, summer of 2020, when we was in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just, like I said, I just put it out then. I didn't really feel the need to put it on the album again. I should have. My manager told me I should have. Everybody around me told me I should have. But it's out. People, I feel like when they search it, they're going to search it and then see everything else. So,
Yeah. Well, Love Somebody, I think is really, really dope. I like the fact that you reference Aaliyah in that song, and also Maya Angelou.
Yeah, big fan of Maya Angelou.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually a clip from an Oprah interview.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did, but I couldn't quote you like some of her poems now, but I just know them when I hear them, and it's just like she was the GOAT at wordplay, and that's where I learned that from. She was the GOAT at meaning. Like she says meaningful things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it'd be so deep, and I'd be like, yo, Maya's the GOAT, man. Rest her soul.
Yeah,
Forever.
she is the GOAT. Have you ever tapped into bell hooks?
Just Maya Angelou. I never, like, every time they ask me all these other poets, I be lost, but I need to, because I like poetry. I go to poetry nights sometimes, you know what I'm saying, just to sit there, because I'm a songwriter too. So that helps me build that songwriting ability, better my pen, writing those deep lyrics helped me out. As a rapper, we need that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas just shallow. They just rap the first thing that come to mind. So I try not to do that shit. I try to really add a little complexity to my shit.
It was a female rapper. I can't think of her name right now, but she mentioned growing up in New York, and when she was coming up, they used to walk around with a thesaurus.
Yeah.
To be the best hip hop artist they can be, because the foundation of hip hop is knowledge, like real shit, real life, and pretty much trying to make yourself better and make yourself smarter.
Yeah, I actually have a dictionary nearby when I'm writing music, because I need to know what that means. You know what I'm saying? So I go that extra mile, look it up, see what it means, then I go back to my shit. So yeah, that's perfect.
So since you like Maya Angelou, you need to look into Bell Hooks.
Okay.
And Nikki Giovanni.
Okay.
And you'll like Nikki Giovanni because she ties you into Tupac. She actually got Thug Life tatted on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you need to look up. She's really, really dope.
That's hard.
So tell people how they can reach out to you. I think this was an amazing interview.
Yeah.
I tried to tap into your whole essence.
Yeah.
I hope I did a great job.
No, you did. Perfect. She did good, all right. Yeah. Now you can find me on Instagram. Instagram official SVPA. I'm on TikTok, official SVPA. I'm on. That's it. I think Twitter, official
You
SVPA.
everywhere.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook. My real name, can't tell you that, but you can find me SVPA. Look me up. And then yeah.
And make sure you stream.
Make sure y'all go stream all my music. I need my streams up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I get paid too.
Walk Out the Bank is not on Problem Child.
No, it's not on Problem
You
Child.
got I Said What I Said, and you have relationship status / love somebody.
Yes, album route right now, Problem Child. Make sure y'all go get that, go stream it, pay attention to it, listen to it, show your friends, show your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your side niggas, everybody.
And it's really quality music. I love that you said that too.
Mm-hmm.
Quality music,
Yes, and for the artists out there, man, make sure y'all are making quality shit, because there's nothing like spending $100,000 promoting some bullshit or some shit that's just gonna go to South Dallas and back. You know what I'm saying? You need
South
some
Dallas
shit.
is good. Okay.
South Dallas is a hood. That's my shit. I love fucking South Dallas. I'm gonna go to South Dallas and Big Daddy's right now. Shit,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm from South Dallas, and I just don't like Big Daddy.
Oh, you
crazy. That's not even a fucking salad.
Look,
that's a fucking meat.
Man, look, you
situation.
stir that shit up, and get that shit going, nigga. It's a salad.
It ain't no salad.
It's good as the motherfucker.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Bree Productions YouTube channel and click the bell and comment below. You make sure you follow my boy Super.
Follow me, official SVPA on Instagram. I need my followers. I'm like 550 followers from 10,000. So.
Oh yeah, that's when you start getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm not even there yet, so follow me too. Bring more productions. Yeah. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Peace.